And if the priest sees that the scab has indeed spread, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It's spiritually unclean. It is leprosy. Now, when it comes to spiritual symbolism, this becomes the epitome of spiritual uncleanness. And this is why God, gives such a large portion of this book to this topic. Because as you move on the Bible from here, through the history books, through the poetry books, Psalms and Proverbs, through the Old Testament Proverbs, on into the New Testament, you will see that leprosy and its consequences, physically, ceremonially, becomes a type or a picture of sin itself. That's what leprosy is as you go on. The nation of Israel is leprous from head to toe, it says in Isaiah. In other words, they are sinful head to toe. That's what leprosy becomes a picture of. And so as you go through this, you realize in the spiritual significance that this is a picture of sin. 2 lengthy chapters of some pretty gross stuff, okay? So prepare yourself. It's meant to teach God's people, ultimately, the seriousness and ugliness of sin. This is what sin looks like from God's perspective. I may cover it over, I may say it's not that bad or whatever. This is what sin looks like. And after you sit through 100 verses, you end up going, okay, God, I get it. It's really gross. And and he says, yeah, Jeff, well, this is what your sin looks like to me. And this is how I examine it very carefully, and every bit of it. You don't think God doesn't see what you're doing in the dark places. God sees it all, and this is depicting this. You examine that, and if it's this or that, then it's sin. If it's not, then he's looking at motive. He's looking at everything else. Sin is like leprosy. It's not taken lightly by God. He examines every little detail of my life. I can't hide my secret sin or my pet sin, just as someone with leprosy, or what looks like leprosy, or verse 2, is brought to the priest. And the priest examines him, as it says.